Welcome to the cartoon graveyard. So we're going to be doing one of our time-lapse cartoons tonight. So it takes me longer to draw, longer to colour, but I speed it right up and then do a voiceover for you. It's very, very early in the morning. My voice is going. I can barely see the screen. So I luckily have cheap glasses that I wear for these things. These kind of garage bought glasses, just to magnify stuff like some kind of professional. But I think you should meet me inside before I chat too long. So then I promise not to fall asleep during it. Please, you don't fall asleep either. But if you do have any ideas that you want done, just subscribe and give us suggestions and enjoy it. And please comment on the video as well, what you like, what you don't like, and we'll do our best to make it better. So meet me inside. I'll see you in there. Okay? Ahoy, ahoy. Welcome to Cartoon Graveyard. So we have a different video today. Well, I say a different video. We've done one of these before. This is me speeding up. So there's no Bob Ross moments now. This is showing my art as I draw at speed. Now, for the artwork that I've been doing, you'll see I'm fleshing out a figure straight away. I'm getting a pose. I'm doing it in the classic way. I can see all the way through it. He's leaning. I've got the ball joints and everything, and might be giving away something of his characteristics here. But we've got a character that is... It's going to be a new character in the SkullGrrl pictures, and something I want to draw. So let's put SkullGrrl in as well. That's what I was intending here. Now, as you can see, because I've got a kind of pose set in my head, I don't need to do the ball joint thing. But these I'm drawing as fast as I can. As I said, no Bob Ross moments, no happy little accidents here. This is literally just getting stuff down, and even though this is sped up, this is quite a quick process. Then on layers, I can mute that color down. I can put a new layer in, and I'm drawing another quick layer here. Now I'm just zooming in. I've got my poses. I now want to see how I can get everything else in. So this character is kind of based on a mariachi. There's lots of Mexican influences to him. I put a face in, but you'll see how things change, because this is still rough layers. I'm not thinking about characters. I'm just getting in spaces. So I'm getting in hands. I decided to put him in a t-shirt as something I might change. But these kind of things, and I draw in a guitar. Now, I'm not a musician, so I don't really know how guitars go, but there you go. This is the guitar we're getting. So we'll do all this, and this will all be drawn in, but you've got to remember this is still rough sketching. It's going very fast. As I said, it's sped up, but even so, when it gets to the proper drawing, you'll see that sped up, it's still not that fast, or it doesn't come across as fast, because a lot more thought process goes into it. Now, my classic way of drawing cartoon characters is to not draw. There you go. That's that moment when you're happy, when you've properly nailed the expression. You go, yep, that's it. Move on. So my art style for a lot of cartoons is to draw no nose, and the eye is very simple. You can give other personality into your character without doing noses. Just watch Tangled. They'll soon tell you how quickly the noses can go wrong. But as you'll see here, so I'm playing around with it. I'm having a look. but again a muted layer, so it comes right down, and now this is drawing. You'll see it slows up. Don't forget, this is 4 times faster than I'm actually drawing it, and it's still drawing at a fairly slow pace. So this character here, who is El Conejo de la Muerte, which is the bunny of death for anyone that knows their Spanish. He's a mariachi player. He's a Mayan god of death. And for anyone that's thinking, why a rabbit kit? I can tell you that I was gobsmacked. That we're just going to skip ahead here because there's a little space in the video for no reason. I don't quite know why, but we're going. There we go, and we're back. So, this is the second time I've recorded this, by the way. The first time I have technical difficulties, as you can tell, and this is one of those technical difficulties. But where had I got to? I was explaining stuff. Oh, look, see, look, the T-shirt's gone now, and but I was looking up Mayan gods. That's it. So I want my gods to be accurate, and I was gobsmacked to find that in the pantheon of Mayan gods, so Mexican gods, there are so many rabbits. They may not be gods, they may be demigods, they may be wizards, but there's so many rabbits that I could not have a rabbit of death. So the Grim Reaper is basically a rabbit, but not just any old rabbit, but a douchebag crooning mariachi rabbit. So the SkullGrrl clearly has fallen hook, line, and sinker for, and is being all girly around to the point of having taken off her hat. Now you see, there you go. So taking away those what I would call technical lines. There you go. I told you I'd nailed the face straight away. Didn't change anything of that. Just went straight back in, drew it, bam, happy. So what we've got here, I do love doing hair with this brush. So it's just so nice to be able to draw electronically, knowing that you can just draw in a line. If it doesn't work, take it out, put it back in. Drawing with ink, as you'll see with Inktober, those mistakes stay. So there'll be mistakes I won't be 100% happy with. But that's good. I do keep quoting Bob Ross, but happy little accidents. Sometimes they make a picture. In fact, often they are the picture. There's an error here. I make an error on the leg. But I don't think I quite like that. Quite like the look. And then this pose is based on a pose that there was a girl that I really liked when I was a teenager, and I remember going out and she stood pretty much next to me the entire time while I chatted to her in this pose, and I was completely oblivious that she liked me. as you do. Right, SkullGrrl needs her skull, so I put her skull in. But whereas you may have noticed the skull pretty much stays the same, I thought, oh no, let's mix it up. SkullGrrl's skull is gonna have a personality, and it just looks a bit miffed. Again, the electronics coming in. This is when electronics are nice, because I drew the skull. I knew that it was wrong. I was just doing it quickly, and then I can tip it and do it properly. Let's get those illustration lines back in. Have a bit of a play around. I want it to be a strap on this guitar, so I've selected a new layer. That's what that was. That's why you saw the strap start to appear and then disappear, because I was doing it on the same layer, and I thought, no, there's too much fiddling around. I need to do with the strap to make sure it works. I need to rub bits out to go behind arms, but I need the strap to go in. So there's the strap across the front, but it's clearly going to go, that arm's going to be in front, and then I decide, oh no, all of it's going to be in front. So, and there you go. So the strap is in place, it's on a different layer. I then get rid of my technical lines, and you are instantly into, there we go, having a quick flick around, and I'm happy with that. Apart from the size of the guitar, it looks like a decent guitar. This is not a decent guitar kind of guy. He's a big guitar kind of guy. Now, what you'll see here is this is what, again, one of those wonderful moments with electronics. The fact that I can make that guitar bigger, something I couldn't do traditional art style, and you'd be left with it. But I would then made something of it in a traditional art style. Here I can go back in, I can remove lines, I can make my guitar bigger, I can be happier with it. It's if you see anyone doing electronic art, trust me, the reason they do it is because you can make mistakes and get rid of them. Most people that do electronic art are doing it for sale. So when you're doing something for sale, you want it to be right. You don't want to have to come out of it and do it again. When you are a commissioned artist, as I often am, you have to be able to turn around and say, this is what I've drawn, and you'll know that they'll come back and say, oh, it's not quite right. You don't want to have to remove it all or try and justify it. You want to just be able to go back to the drawing board and say, oh, okay, if you want it different, I'll do it different. So that's not an issue. And I've got the guitar bigger. I'm my own client here, so let's put some fingers back in there. He's actually strumming it. Dum 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 dum. That was. I hope you liked that little musical interlude of me strumming a fictional guitar. So, as I said, he's a mariachi, and he's more based on, I can't remember who plays the younger mariachi in the Desperado movies, and may even play him in Once Upon a Time in America, Once Upon a Time in Mexico. But there's a definite look. There is a way it's done. And I can't say, I really get, and I rack my brain. So let's talk about something else, and it will come to me when I'm not thinking. So the Mexican. No, I'm gonna have to think about this better. Right, let's look. So I've gone in again, and I've realised that strap needs to be tidied up. We need to get rid of this douchebaggery. He's that proper. If you've ever been to college, you've ever been with students, you'll know there's always one guy that learns the guitar just to get girls. This is that guy. And he encapsulates. I want that cockiness. I wanted that proper look of not the so like I said, not the Antonio Banderas kind of character, but the character that's younger and just playing guitar to get girls. There you go. This is my first image to say that he is a god of death. He is subtly, but it's playing around, being able to play around with the looks of things, and going back to the skull, so giving that kind of proper myth look, giving a personality. Enrique Iglesias. I knew it would pop to me if I stopped thinking about it long enough. I thought about Skull, Enrique Iglesias. So I can't remember what he sung, but that's the kind of character I want this god to be. It's this god of death is based on the Enrique Iglesias kind of. I want the ladies, but I'm just going to get them in the sleaziest way possible, and they are going to fall at my feet, and all you men are going to hate me for it. So, so if you imagine that, if we take this back a while, my influences. So potentially Christina Ricci as SkullGrrl, and Enrico Iglesias as the bunny of death, the rabbit of death. But having a play around here, being able to go in and out is fantastic. Radium 88 on our t-shirt. So I've tried to put as many different band names of friends' bands in there as possible on our t-shirts. Radium 88. If anyone listens to my podcast, Google it after. You'll know that I do it with a fellow podcaster called Gemma Hewitt, who is the lead singer of Radium 88, very big in Japan. But this needs some colour. So there we go, nice bit of colour. And the moment that colour's in there, I showed it to my daughter because I thought it just looked very, very sweet. That's a proper girl liking a guy. And she said, "SkullGrrl wears the skull. I like her wearing the skull." So because I feel that she's right, SkullGrrl does need the skull. There you go. The joy of electronics. But why would this guy, okay, we know who he is, but why would he be interested in our lovely SkullGrrl? And I think that's because he has a hidden secret. So there we go. That's that hidden secret. He's a god of death, isn't he? He's a demon. He burns ever so brightly for her. So there we go. That's the cartoon graveyard, and that was all sped up so you could enjoy it. So thank you very much for watching, and yeah. So thank you very much for watching. The you can see I'm so tired. But it's very late. It's very, well, I say very late, very early in the morning. I'm enjoying that for a while, but and then errors. But to the cartoon graveyard, we have a new edition of SkullGrrl and the Rabbit of Death. But it's been a pleasure drawing for you once again. Thank you for coming, and bye bye. Bye.